This presentation is a production of the Iowa State Bar Association with assistance from the Iowa State Bar Association Foundation, the Young Lawyers Division, and the Iowa State Bar Association Center for Law and Civic Education. Once the direct examination is over, one of the student attorneys from the opposing team is allowed to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examination is a chance for the student witness to demonstrate his or her ability to think and to deal with the unexpected. The student attorney who performs cross-examination has a chance to point out problems with the direct testimony, the witness's bias or lack of knowledge. The attorney performing cross-examination needs to use leading questions, questions that will elicit the answer the attorney wants. Leading questions suggest the answer. Just as in direct examination, the attorney who is conducting the cross-examination must know the questions which need to be asked and the best way to ask the questions to get the response desired. The witness has to work diligently to avoid agreeing too much with the attorney who performs cross-examination. It's difficult to do, but a good witness, one who is well prepared and knows his or her story, will be able to accomplish the task. The attorney conducting cross-examination has to be careful. The attorney should never ask a question to which he or she does not know the answer, and the witness should never be asked why during cross-examination.
Cross-examine.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, after your work at the Prince of Denmark Amusement Park, you were transferred, correct?
Correct.
And this was to guard a grain elevator in northern North Dakota, wasn't it?
That's true.
Now, Mr. Schultz, this isn't a promotion, is it?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. This trial is to prove whether or not Miss Dana was negligent, not to prove what jobs Mr. Schultz had after the accident.
Respond, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
This goes to the witness's credibility.
Your Honor, may I respond?
Go ahead.
Whether or not Mr. Schultz had another job after the Prince of Denmark Park does not go to his ability to tell the truth.
Objection is overruled.
Yes, Your Honor.
This isn't a promotion, isn't it? Is it, Mr. Schultz?
I don't know. To me, it just seems like they're sending me out to work for somewhere else.
Is that a yes or no?
Then I don't know.
Now, some of your coworkers call you Sergeant Schultz, correct?
Correct.
Are you aware of the 1960s television show Hogan's Heroes?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. This does not go to the ultimate issue, which is whether or not Miss Dana was negligent, not whether or not he's seen a television show.
Overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. Are you aware of the 1960s television show Hogan's Heroes?
No, I'm not.
In this television show, did you know that in this television show, there was a POW camp guard named Sergeant Schultz who always claimed, I see nothing, I know nothing?
Considering that I haven't seen the show, no. No.
But you would never say anything like, I see nothing, I know nothing, to avoid blame like that Sergeant Schultz did, would you?
Could you please repeat the question?
You would never say anything like, I see nothing, I know nothing, to avoid blame like that Sergeant Schultz did, correct?
I don't know.
Now, on the night of October 31st, 2001, this was your first and only time working at the Prince of Denmark Amusement Park, correct?
I believe so.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes, sir.
Let the record reflect that I'm showing opposing counsel what has been previously marked as Exhibit 4B. Let the record reflect that I'm handing the witness what has been previously marked as Exhibit 4B. Do you recognize this exhibit?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It is the guard report shift log from CSI.
And why is it made?
To show what time clock I was at what time.
To show you were doing your job, correct?
That's true.
And in any way can this be tampered with?
Not to my knowledge.
Is this a fair and accurate representation of your lines of security that night?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move that Exhibit 4B be admitted into evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
The plaintiff's exhibit 4B is admitted.
This can also be found in your trial notebook. May I post an enlargement of Exhibit 4B?
Yes, sir.
May I also post an enlargement of Exhibit 3, which has previously been admitted into evidence?
Yes, sir.
May the witness approach both enlargements?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may I move second to the enlargements?
You may.
next witness, Your Honor.
Yes.
Will you please circle the 2 times that you were at clock 8 on your security log?
What date?
The times that you were at clock 8, which is the flying buttress as seen on Exhibit 3, Your Honor. Only 2 times?
From this exhibit, yes.
Now will you please mark your initials MS and Dale's initials DS where you had an encounter with him that night on Exhibit 3? So you had left the park's perimeters that night when talking to Dale Small, correct?
I guess so.
Now will you please write the time 11:40 next to clock 2 where it's shown that you were at on Exhibit 4B? Now this was 20 minutes before midnight,
Correct.
and you were at the opposite end of the park from the Flying Buttress, weren't you?
Yes.
Now will you please mark 11:55 as shown on Exhibit 4B next to clock 3? Thank you. Now this was 5 minutes before midnight, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yet you were at the farthest possible point away from the Flying Buttress within the park limits, weren't you?
I guess so, yes.
And while you were at clock 3, both the movie theater and dance hall were standing in your line of vision, correct?
Correct.
So you saw nothing, right, Sergeant Schultz?
Well, of course I saw something. I'm not blind. But I couldn't see the flying buttress.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Before conducting cross-examination, the attorney who is going to question the witness needs to assess and be aware of everything that was said in direct. A good cross will focus on inconsistencies, misstatements, and lack of candor on the part of the witness. A well-executed cross-examination can be devastating and can make the most convincing direct examination of a witness suspect. As they evaluate a student attorney's cross-examination, the judges will consider whether the questions asked affected the credibility of the witness or brought forth relevant and material information that was not presented in direct examination. The judges will also evaluate if the student attorney used leading questions to his or her advantage in order to control the witness and to present the student attorney's theory of the case. A cross-examination that is well structured and pointed will be scored highly. A cross-examination that rambles and fails to bring into question the witness's credibility or veracity will be scored lower. The judges will consider whether the witness meekly answered yes to each of the leading questions posed by the attorney conducting the cross-examination, or if the witness attempted to turn the question and provide a response that was consistent with direct testimony. A witness who stays in character and refuses to agree to points made by the student attorney on cross-examination which are not right should receive a higher score than a witness who readily agrees with every point and seems to want to get off the stand just as quickly as possible.